You know that quiet tension, that persistent restlessness you feel while everyone else around you seems to just be moving along. That silence is a divine order echoing from within. It is a command to stop living as if you were forgotten. Living without internal fire creates the intruder. You occupy life like a timid guest, shrinking your presence into the smallest space. This state relies on delay. You wait for external approval, hiding your fire until told it's safe to burn. The anxiety you feel is the friction of a spirit designed for expansion, trying to survive inside a box that is far too small. Humans are taught to stay small. From the shadows of doubt to the stories of our own limitations, we are conditioned to bow to fear long before we even realize we are doing it. Most men who drift through life possess the same raw ability as those who build empires. The drift happens because they trade their origin story for a collection of excuses. They have forgotten who sent them. The intruder is a role written by fear. It's a character you've agreed to play because the world taught you hesitation equals safety. A shift occurs the moment you treat God within as a law. It is the realization that the power which sent you remains inside you. This conviction manifests physically. When you internalize that you are backed by heaven, your posture straightens and your voice loses the upward inflection of a question. Serving fear becomes impossible when you stop looking for external support. The internal order to move overrides the instinct to wait. On the left, a man seeks permission and is blocked by every obstacle. On the right, a man recognizing his own authority takes a direct path through the barrier, seeing it only as noise. This internal law rewires your entire presence. It turns a man who was once governed by doubt into a man who walks with the clarity of someone on a mission. If this level of conviction is so effective, we must ask why it is rarely mentioned in public discourse or our education systems. Social systems function best when individuals are predictable. They rely on hesitation to keep the gears turning. A man sent with a command cannot be controlled. He is a solid block that refuses to bend, which is why this truth is rarely celebrated. Seeking the world's approval is a compliance mechanism. It is designed to keep you within the reach of systems that require your weakness to survive. To walk as the sent is to assume a new identity entirely. You are no longer drifting or hoping to be noticed. You are arriving with a purpose that was decided before you got here. This person moves with a command that doesn't apologize for its own strength. They recognize that the one who sent them does not apologize for power. When you operate from this center, the noise of the world loses its grip. You stop waiting for a consensus because your instructions didn't come from a committee. This shift changes how you build. You speak with a weight that forces people to listen, and you begin to finish what heaven began through you. The world usually demands that you adapt to it, but when you walk with this level of conviction, you force the world to adapt to you. There is a divide between hearing these words and obeying them. One is a brief moment of interest. The other is a summons to change your life. You have spent enough time pretending to be less than your origin. It is time to step out of the shadow and own the fire you were sent here to carry. You were not sent to survive. You were sent to become the living proof of a purpose that cannot be stopped by fear or excuses. When you stop asking for permission to live, the hesitation that held you back disappears. At that moment, you finally start walking as the man you were sent to become.